By the end of today's episode, you'll know how to get SAG background vouchers fast and what you can do to seriously boost your chances of becoming SAG eligible in a lot less time. Welcome to the Actor's Career Compass, where we help aspiring screen actors find high-quality auditions, sign with great agents, and book major roles in legit productions. I'm your host, Martin Benson, and today I'll be covering the fastest ways to earn all 3 SAG background vouchers so you can become eligible to join the union, why showing up early and choosing the right sets can make a big difference, and what most actors forget to do that actually delays their SAG eligibility. So first off, what are SAG background vouchers? Well, let's break it down in simple terms, right? You need 3 background vouchers to become SAG eligible. A voucher is basically a slip of paper that you get when working background work on a union shoot. You only get it if there aren't enough union actors available. So non-union actors will get them, but it's very competitive when you're a non-union actor, right? So the first tip to get them faster is to work on union shoots that are in less desirable conditions. Okay, so what does that mean? Well, basically, you want to increase your odds of getting the voucher by working on shoots where many other actors don't necessarily want to perform, right? So shoots with bad weather or long hours or far away locations. Thing is oftentimes union extras will drop out of those projects because, it's just kind of a pain. And so you can, when those people drop out, you can get the voucher that they would have been given. Another thing is night shoots, late night shoots, or shoots where you need weird costumes, or also shoots that just seem really boring to be involved in, right? Because again, if there's less competition, less actors who are interested in being in that project, then there's a much better chance for you to get a voucher. Now, you want to stay until the end of the day because sometimes vouchers will get handed out after the shoot wraps. Now, what you should do to increase your chances is to get on the radar of the right casting agencies for background work. There's some specific agencies that place extras on union shoots. A few of them are Central Casting, Jeff Olin Casting, Alessi Hartigan Casting, and Grant Wilfley Casting. Now, if you sign up with all of them, you'll start getting lots of notifications of different background options, and you can try to get into those projects. Now, obviously, not all of them you're going to know if it's shooting during bad weather, right? Because bad weather changes. But you can definitely try to reach out and go to the ones that are not easy to get to or shooting late at night, all of that stuff. Just do those types of shoots that no one else wants to do as often as possible, and you're going to increase the chance that you get those SAG background vouchers fast. Now, another really important thing to do is to make sure to be as professional as possible on set, okay? Casting and crew will notice if you're super professional. And that means showing up early, hitting your marks perfectly, staying quiet but very alert. You can also offer to help the crew if they ask or you notice that something could be done. Obviously, don't overdo something like that and be weird about it, but just basically you want to be so easy to work with that when a voucher does become available, they want to give it to you as opposed to other actors who are going to be asking for it. Now, you also don't want to assume that you're just going to get a voucher. Okay, you need to actually double check with the PA or second AD before you leave set each day. Basically, you can just ask something like, hey, I just wanted to confirm if I'll be receiving a union voucher today. Certain times there's some paperwork that might get missed, and basically you need the voucher plus your pay stub to prove your eligibility. So you want to ask for both things. The answer will usually be no, but you can ask one time at the end of every shoot day, since sometimes they might have them, but they might just forget to give you it. And that's more common than you think, where they forget to give them out. If they forget, it can be really hard to get a SAG voucher after the fact. Obviously, you should keep organized records of this. Of course, it's boring, but it's really important that you save every single voucher, every single call sheet, and every single pay stub when you're performing in these projects. Once you get your third voucher, you're not actually going to be eligible to join the union unless you also have the payroll documentation to prove it. Okay, so just make like a folder with all of your voucher and information, and then back it up somewhere, like make some copies of it so that you have it and it's easily accessible. Okay. I know it's a lot of boring stuff, but if you want to join the union, just try to be on top of that and you could become SAG eligible faster than you might think. Thanks for listening today. Now, if you want to dive deeper on joining SAG-AFTRA, I actually recommend checking out a different podcast episode that I did. It's called Should You Join SAG-AFTRA Now or Wait? And it's episode number 164. I dive deep on how becoming eligible doesn't mean that you should join right away and why that's the case. Okay, so sure, you might get 3 different projects and you might get vouchers for each of them, but just because you get those vouchers, I highly recommend that you not join SAG immediately. Instead, list that you're SAG eligible everywhere. That's going to give you much more options. And in that episode, I explain why. Again, that's episode number 164. Should you join SAG-AFTRA now or wait? And it's on the Actors Career Compass. Lastly, I just want to read a nice testimonial that I got recently from a listener of this podcast. It's from Big Alexandra, and it says, Martin Benson is someone I really admire. He's a smart, insightful guy who knows a lot about acting and communicates it clearly. With so much advice and so many teachers out there, I really appreciate the way Martin simplifies things. His perspective cuts through the noise and makes the craft feel more accessible and grounded. Thank you so much for that nice review. I really appreciate that. Now, if you found the podcast helpful, I would really appreciate if you take a moment to leave a review as well as getting more reviews. I'm trying to get like 30 to 40 reviews. As I start to get that number and above, it really helps more actors start to find the podcast. So you can just go to ratethispodcast.com/actor success. And I'm trying to also read some of the reviews aloud in upcoming episodes, just like I did here. Okay. So thanks so much, and I will see you soon.